Hey, it's your girl Jay and I'm back with another video. So today guys, I'm gonna do the weight loss tag. I was tagged by Let's Get Fit with Sandy and Frekifitwolf. 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 I don't know why that just came out, but whatever. First question is, what was your highest weight? My highest recorded weight was about 350-ish, but there was a time period where I just did not care and did not go to a doctor nor have a scale, own a scale. So I'm thinking I was more close to 400 at some point. What diets or other methods of weight loss have you done? What have I not done? I've done like Atkins. I've done Weight Watchers. I got really good results on Weight Watchers. What else have I done? I did the Mediterranean diet. I don't know what it's called, but I was seeing a nutritionist for a while and I did just kind of protein shakes. It was obviously, it was high protein, low carb, but it wasn't Slim Fast, but we were just using protein shakes that didn't have a lot of carbs in them to replace meals. Why did or are you losing weight? I talked about this a little bit in my first video, but there was one day I was outside playing with my kids and we have a little stoop right outside the door, and I was sitting there and they were playing with sidewalk chalk and I don't know, whatever else, toys, whatever else kids do, right? But they were outside playing and we were done. We were getting up to come inside and I had a hard time getting up. I tried to get up 3 times and I just couldn't do it, and I ended up having to like rock almost to get up out of that seat, and it terrified me. I have been overweight all of my life, but I have never ever had any mobility issues. So that terrified me, that I wasn't going to be able to move or get around or have fun with my kids if I didn't do something to change my weight. What is your favorite food? Why we gotta talk about food? I'm still fasting for like 5.5 more hours. My favorite food is crab. Any type of crab. Well, I can't say any type. I don't know that I've tried them all, but snow crab, blue crab, king crab, Dungeness crab. They're all delicious. How do you reward your accomplishments? I really have not been doing that much to reward myself, but I do plan on buying new clothes. And then I guess I won't talk about that now since that's one of the questions, but getting new clothes, yeah, I guess that's kind of it. What was your most rewarding non-scale victory? Well, I don't know if you would consider it a non-scale victory, but kind of one of the most rewarding things for me is how me getting healthy has rubbed off on my family. My kids are asking, Mom, is this food healthy? Is that food healthy? And they're wanting to work out. They're wanting to join in when I'm doing my workout videos, and that is just a beautiful thing for me to see, because that's something that I never saw. I never saw any efforts to be healthy growing up. I just didn't. That's not something that my family did. We never counted calories. There was never any... Well, I can't say there was never any exercise, because we did walk a lot, but that was mostly because my mom didn't have a car. It wasn't like we're doing this to get healthy. What will you do at goal? I've talked about some things. I know when I'm about 50 pounds down, and I haven't narrowed anything down yet. I have all these ideas floating around in my head. But when I get my 50 pounds down, I want to get a tattoo of one or some of my favorite quotes. Or I was also thinking about getting a nose ring. I have wanted to get a nose ring for so long, and I just haven't done it yet. So maybe I'll reward myself and that way when I get to 50 pounds down. When I get to 100 pounds down, I haven't looked to see if this was actually something that I would be able to do at 100 pounds down, because I don't know that 100 pounds is my goal. And I don't even know that I'll ever be at what is technically considered a healthy BMI. But my plan is to drop those 100 pounds and then see how I feel. See how I feel in that new body and decide from there how far I'm going to go. But 100 pounds down, I want to go skydiving. I want to go on a cruise. That one is going to take a lot of convincing my husband, though. What diet plan are you on now? I am doing intermittent fasting, and right now I'm doing the warrior diet. So fasting for 20 hours with a 4-hour eating window. And so far it is going pretty well. I like the shorter eating windows just because I feel like it gives me more of an opportunity to eat some more of those things that I like or I want to eat. Maybe I'm cheating the system, but hey, it's working. It's working. What was the first habit you changed at the start of your journey? Laziness. The first thing I started with was, I think it was exercise. I started going for walks. I talk about this in other videos. I was doing 2.5-mile walks in the morning and 2.5 in the evening. At that time, my husband's schedule was different. And it was just a little easier for me to do that. And then another thing I changed was sugary drinks. I never have been much of a soda drinker, here and there, but that wasn't my drink of choice. It's always been sweet tea. But I had worked myself down to having one 90-calorie sweet tea a day, and then now I pretty much just drink water. Maybe once a month or so I'll have a sweet tea or a soda, but pretty much just water now. What is your favorite body part? This is hard. I'm gonna say my eyes. I like my eyes. I don't have a lot of favorites right now, but I'm working on some favorites. They're coming. After I get these squats in, it's gonna be my booty. What are your non-scale goals? One of my non-scale goals is to be able to shop for clothes in a lot more places and to be able to have more endurance. Like, I run around and play with my kids, but I want to be able to play like an entire soccer game or basketball game or something like that with my kids without feeling like death is near. So those are some of my and I want to be able to, I talked about this in my first video, I want to hike a mountain. Now, I don't know about going all the way to the top, but I want to go high enough to be able to see above the trees and just an amazing, beautiful view. What is making losing weight so hard for you? A couple of things. I think one, kind of being stuck in the same habits that I've had my entire life. I don't have any foundation of what being healthy is. Like I said, I wasn't raised in a household that was health conscious. So I had to learn everything on my own. And in that learning, there's so much information that is not correct, or maybe it is correct and it just doesn't apply to you, or it doesn't work for you. So filtering through all of those things was really difficult. And then now that I'm doing intermittent fasting, one of the things that's kind of hard is cooking for my family. Like right now, my kids are out of school for the rest of the week due to teacher conferences, and I have to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So dinner wasn't that hard, but having to make breakfast and lunch and cook that food and smell that food and not be able to eat that food, that makes it difficult. So that's one reason why my weekends are hard. But I'm gonna push through this thing. What is the #1 best tip you have for losing weight? Do what's best for you. I have so many people that I follow that do so many different things, and all of them are amazing at it. Some people do Weight Watchers, some people are doing keto, some people are doing intermittent fasting, some people are doing calorie counting. And all of them are finding success in their own ways. But don't think that there's just one single way to lose weight. There are many different ways, and in that beginning period, change things up, try different things, see what your body responds to. I know when I started this journey, actually right before, probably a couple months before I started vlogging, I was just doing calorie counting and exercising, and I was using my TDE calculator. I was being honest with myself about what I was eating. I was tracking food on MyFitnessPal, and I was literally only losing ounces per week. That's how I stumbled upon intermittent fasting. And when I tried it, the first week I lost 5 pounds. So it wasn't that calorie counting doesn't necessarily work. It's my body was not responding to it. So I had to change things up. So just do what works for you. What advice would you give yourself at your highest weight? Do it now. If I would have started this way back when, I wouldn't be doing it right now. And I think that I would have a better idea of health and fitness and things like that. And right now I'd be running around playing a full soccer game with my kids or playing basketball with my kids. I think that because I was bashed so much by family about my weight, I got really defensive about it, and I didn't want to hear anything weight related. I didn't care if it came from a doctor, a nutritionist. There was a time where I didn't want to hear anything, and anything that came to me that was regarding my weight, even if it was from a health professional or a health standpoint, I got really defensive and I would get really argumentative. You may as well have called me out my name if you said anything about my weight. I was literally ready to fight and argue with you in that moment. But honestly, I wish I would have been able to kind of overcome those feelings and understand that no matter, it doesn't matter about the derogatory or evil things that people were saying to me about that time. I truly was and am unhealthy. And I wish that I did not believe the delusions that I had in my head, because there was a period of time where I believed that since I wasn't diabetic, I wasn't pre-diabetic, I didn't have high blood pressure, I didn't drink a lot of soda, I didn't eat a lot of sweets, that I was healthy. Even at 350 plus pounds, I truly believed that in my mind. So yeah, I wish I could tell myself to just do it now. It's so much, it would have saved me so much, I don't know, time, I guess. Maybe I could have had a better quality of life throughout these years if I had done it then. I could be hiking mountains now and skydiving now and doing some of those things that I want to do when I get this weight off. Whoopsie, my notebook's upside down. What advice would you give yourself? Oh, I already did that one. What is your #1 way to stay motivated? This, YouTube. YouTube is definitely my #1 way to stay motivated. Even yesterday, I was just going back and looking at some of my old videos. I get comments sometimes and people say, oh my goodness, your face is so much slimmer. Or I can tell that you're losing weight, and sometimes it's even hard to take those compliments. I'm always like gracious, and you know, I heart it and appreciate it and things like that. But in the back of my mind, sometimes I kind of blow it off and I'm just like, oh, honey, those are just angles. Those are just angles. But I took some time yesterday and I went back and looked at my first couple of videos and I said, no, no, honey, you really are losing some weight. So yeah, doing this YouTube, it definitely helps me stay accountable. And I had mentioned Weight Watchers before, and I think that's why I had success in Weight Watchers, because I was going to the meetings and I didn't want to go into these meetings like, oh, I lost nothing. Oh, I gained 20 pounds, you know? And that's kind of the same here. I don't want to get on camera and say that I've gained 20 pounds. In addition, kind of what I talked about in the beginning when I had those slight mobility issues getting up off of that stoop. I don't want to feel like that again. I mean, till I'm like 98 or something. I mean, if I have to, but I don't want to. That truly, truly terrified me. And I don't want my life to be limited in that way. There's so many things that I want to do. And those goals and those desires also help keep me motivated and keep me pushing forward. All right, so that's all of the questions, you guys. So again, I was tagged by Frekifitwolf. Frekifitwolf. Let's Get Fit with Sandy, and I am tagging a quarter ton of fun. Yep, tagging you. Changing Chris. Downsizing Diva. Jillys Weight Loss Diary, also formerly known as Finding Jilly, and Fat Blogger. Jacqueline's Journey, and Vetgetzfit. See you later, guys.